Hello, everyone. I'm Lauren Albandian. I am the owner and coordinator of NORWAC, the Northwest Astrological Conference. The dates for the conference this year are May 27th through 31st. We're all virtual as we were last year, and we're so looking forward to 2022 where we can do our conference back in person because that's really what we're all about. And today I'm with Margaret Gray, who is lecturing for NORWAC. Is this your first, second, third? I know you've lectured before.
This is my second one. It was actually, I was just looking back on the date today and I was there in 2011.
Well, that's too long, way too long. So we're glad to be having you back for sure. So let me tell you all a little bit about Margaret. She's a psychotherapist and she's a consulting and teaching astrologer based in Dublin, Ireland. She offers birth chart readings to clients all over the world, as well as teaching courses, webinars, and presentations at international conferences. Margaret's work is grounded in Jungian-based psychological approach. She is particularly interested in astrology of relationships, as the co-author, co-founder of Relationship Astrology. Margaret set up and co-runs Astrology Ireland, and she is also a psychotherapist, as I'd already said, and works extensively with couples. So welcome, and thank you for taking the time today to talk to me. I sure appreciate it. Your lecture is on Saturday, May 29th at 10:45 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, so make sure everybody check your time zone. And you can go find more information at www.norwac.net. And you'll find the schedule, the list of speakers, all their bios, and of course, you can register there at the website. And her lecture is on lunar intimacy, mercurial communication, and Saturnian borders in synastry. So tell us all about that.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me, Laura, and it's an absolute delight to be back at NORWAC. It was an absolutely amazing experience when I was there the last time. And just very quickly to say that since I'm talking about relationships, it was at NORWAC that I reconnected with somebody who had been in one of my courses years before. And so we had an amazing time reconnecting at that conference. So it was really pretty magical. So yes, I'm talking about the moon, Mercury, and Saturn. Really, because often Saturn is left out of the equation with relationships. And we love talking about the more romantic aspect and about Mars and about Venus and so on. But really, the foundation of relationships is, of course, intimacy, which is all about the moon, and communication, which is all about Mercury, because so many relationships really don't work out, not because people don't love each other, but because they really get caught up in misunderstandings. And Saturn is very important because it grounds us. It grounds us in ourselves. And unless we are grounded and centered within ourselves, it's really very difficult to connect and to allow that merging and that intimacy with somebody else, because there's a feeling of really being overwhelmed so easily. We kind of, if we don't have a self, we have, we feel we can lose ourselves in it. So I think it's just interesting when I work with individuals, when I work with couples, I love looking at the synastry between these planets in their charts and seeing what are the connections and how do these three planets really help to form bridges between maybe some more challenging aspects in synastry that can kind of be a little gnarly. And if the moon has some good connections, and if Mercury is receptive to the other person, or if the person learns how to be receptive to the other person through their Mercury, it can really overcome a lot of obstacles.
You know, I'm so pleased that you're doing this particular lecture, because when I work with couples or individuals and talking about relationships, I focus on the moon and Mercury, because those are the two. I mean, as you say, the difficulties can be centered around communication issues. And if you've got different styles and different ways of absorbing information, or it triggers emotional issues and you're reacting emotionally in different ways, it can be quite difficult in learning how to manage and have the other person hear where the other person is coming from. When they get an understanding of that, it makes all the difference in the world. You know, I remember always thinking about my parents. My mother has a moon in Aquarius, my father a moon in Scorpio. And their difficulties were when my father got too intense or emotionally wound up, she would detach. And the more she detached, the more he'd get freaked out on his little Scorpio moon that he was being abandoned and glom on even more, which would get her to back up even more. So, getting people to understand that for the the moon in Scorpio, that the moon in Aquarius needs to just step back and no abandonment is not happening. So I am so pleased that you're doing this. Now, the Saturn, give us a little bit more about the Saturn, where you bring that in.
Well, Saturn is about incarnation and manifestation. Without Saturn, nothing manifests. A relationship doesn't happen. So I think it's very important to have some Saturn synastry aspects between the charts because it really grounds people. And we often talk about Saturn as limitation, but really Saturn is about manifestation. And to manifest, yes, we do need to overcome some obstacles, but if we work at it, we really can manifest something really successfully if we put in the foundations. So in my experience with couples who really often have the resilience, and of course there's other factors involved, but that really are able to do the work or willing, often there are strong Saturn aspects that really ground the couple together, so that during the times that are challenging, Saturn comes in terms of, okay, we have a commitment, we're going to commit to the relationship, to ourselves, to each other, and to work on it. So I think it's really, really important, and I think it's very, very underestimated or even maligned really as kind of something that is so problematic. But I think even in friendships, I mean, Saturn aspects in charts and synastry can really help a friendship to continue over the years and to meet again as if nothing, no time has passed. So, I mean, I just find it incredibly powerful, Saturn.
Perfect. Well, everyone, this will be a lecture to not miss. It'll be at NORWAC for sure. It'll be, what did I say? Now my brain has fogged. You are lecturing on Saturday, May 29th. So go to norwac.net, www.norwac.net, and check it out. Thanks, Margaret, for taking the time this morning. I sure appreciate you.
Thank you so much. I'm very excited, and I will see you very soon. Thanks so much, Laura. Take care.